What's up, guys? Volkswagen Tiguan, blend door, new fender, new bumper, real easy repair. Walking you through the process. Let's do it. Got a little pre-cleaning action with some sprayway. People have asked me about using other glass cleaners. I haven't used anything but sprayway, so I can't recommend anything else. We also got a microfiber rag to cut down on costs because we can throw these in the wash machine when we're done. Give that a nice good coat. And then Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off. With that same microfiber, I'll hit it with some wax and grease remover. This step of pre-cleaning helps your sandpaper last longer and then also helps the process go a lot faster. Now that the doors are pre-cleaned, we're gonna go ahead and grab some mechanics wire or belling wire, just any type of wire, just to make sure we don't lose this sensor inside the door. Then we'll grab a piece of tape to make sure the sensor is protected from any type of overspray. I like to tuck the wire just back like this so you can still grab it and pull it out later. Use some 800 grit on an orbital DA and gray Scotch-Brite to scuff the door. We just want to get rid of the shine and make sure we have a mechanical bond for the paint to stick to. I like using gray Scotch-Brites on silver cars, prevents any cut-throughs and also prevents any deep sand scratches that may have your flake falling funny or like landing funny in it, because if you have a scratch and a flake lands in it sideways, you'll be able to notice it when you look at it. So this is what you want, just kind of a dull with no texture. This is the texture. As you can see, it's highs and lows, but this is one smooth flat surface, and this is how you kind of get the best blend panels. So like I said before, we'll go ahead and finish running 800 over the whole door. We'll get the whole door looking like this where it's dull, and then we'll take the Scotch-Brite again if we missed any spots or edges and go over the edges to make sure the whole door is grayed out, and that gives the paint a mechanical bond, something to bite to and hold to. As you can see, the difference between the front door and the rear door has a lot more gloss to it, and this is a lot more dulled out. And this is what you're looking for when you're prepping a door, just so you can give the paint a more mechanical bond to stick to besides the chemical process. So we'll go ahead and blow this off, wipe it down, and then we can get it in the booth and ready for tape. We got it all blown off after sanding it down, so we're gonna hit it with some wax and grease remover and window cleaner one last time before we are able to tape it and put it in the booth. Give that a quick flash, and then we'll hit it with some window cleaner. And now we're ready for the booth and for tape. All right, we got it all taped up and in the booth. Next, I got some waterborne cleaner and some microfiber rags. Microfiber rags are more cost effective and way better than paper towels. Cannot preach that enough. And then the waterborne cleaners for any fingerprints or whatnot. We've already hit it with wax and grease remover multiple times outside the booth, so we won't need to do that inside the booth. I like to do one rag wet and then one dry. And then I'll wipe it on and wipe it off until it's completely evaporated. So here's the wet one, obviously. So we'll do half the door or the whole door depending on how fast it dries. This isn't drying very fast, so we should be able to hit the whole door. We'll grab the dry one and go right back over it. Then you want to keep wiping it until it's completely evaporated and gone. Alrighty, I'm done with the blend door, so next we're gonna do the new fender and the new bumper as well, and then we can get ready for some sealer and some color. Alright, next I like using these beige crystal tack rags. For sealer, I'm using my Jet 5500 130 with my Luma 3 Sun Pro. I'm using Spies Hector 5650 waterborne sealer. We're gonna give this a sealer edge. A lot of people ask me how to keep this waterborne sealer from being so seedy, and that's just to reduce it with water. Adding the 5 to 10% water reduction on this helps the seediness a ton. The reason for a sealer edge is just to ensure the brand new panel matches the door perfectly. because I'm obviously putting this sealer on the new panel, because you have to put sealer, then base, and then clear coat. Base will not stick directly to a brand new panel without sealer. Now that we're to the new panels, we've already wiped everything down, tacked it off, and blew it off with our stack gun. We have cut through on the metal because we sanded this with 500 just to make sure that the texture and everything is smooth. We'll hit that with some 1K etch before we seal it. Some sealers are direct to metal where you can put it on bare metal, but this sealer is not. Earlier I didn't say I'm shooting this about 24 PSI as well. Whenever I'm tacking off my panel after sealer and whenever I'm tacking my base, I like using these green Centaura tack rags. And this is just to get any overspray. It's a lot less tackier than those beige crystal tack rags. So you have a lot less chance of leaving fish eyes in your base. All right, for base coat blender, you can use any gun. You just want to make sure it goes on there uniform and smooth. I put it on the same way I put on base coat, which is at 26 PSI. And then I also use 1051 and not 1050. 1051 is just a slower wet bed than the 1050, but you can use whatever one you prefer. But just make sure it's on there uniform and even, and it's wet enough where you can blend into it. All right, for this blend, we're gonna use our Jet 5000 HVLP Sun Pro Light. We're gonna start off with almost an orientation cloak, and we're gonna pull the trigger as we get closer and closer to our repair, and then we'll work on nothing but coverage. Pulling the trigger more and more and getting closer and closer to the panel. Now we're gonna work on coverage. Now we're all done. We can work on our orientation coat. For the HVLP, I like going around 21 to 22 PSI. Alrighty, and then lastly for clear coat, we are using the Lumai Exodus 1.5 tip, Sun Pro Light. We'll be shooting at 28 PSI and we'll do 2 coats. This is Speed Sector 8600, high solids clear. I want to appreciate you for watching and make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate you.